YouTube. I'm talking about Captain Marvel. I saw the movie and I want to talk about the build-up before the movie. I want to talk about Rotten Tomatoes and everything that happened. What kind of piqued my interest, I was interested in seeing Captain Marvel starring Brie Larson, Academy Award winner. It's not really her Academy Award that she needs to be a star or a hero in a movie like a Marvel type of superhero movie. She just needs to be cool, action-packed, witty, smart, cunning, a lot of different things. But I'll get on that. Basically, the reviews were funny. The reviews of everybody hates Brie Larson. Brie Larson, Brie Larson, all the videos that they made, I was watching and I was like, wow, it's a lot going on. And it's a lot of like white kids or white dudes like pissed off about it. And then I got more into the reasons why is because Brie Larson alienated like a bunch of people that were into it. I'm black, so it didn't bother me, but the videos actually made me not want to see the movie. I mean, I have to be honest, I saw a couple of reviews and I was like, well, I guess it's not going to be that good. And then the whole Rotten Tomatoes score kept dropping and dropping and dropping, where it seemed like Disney changed the rules of what Rotten Tomato does naturally, so they ended up doing away with the actual want to see scores, and that's just for this movie. So that's firstly not a good look. All right, so now everybody hates Brie Larson. When I saw the trailer, I was not impressed. I mean, I felt like, you know, it's a lot of weight to say that she has the most power. I think that's the worst thing to do. It could have been a male or female, because if you're attached to these MCU characters like Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk, the thing is, you have your favorites for whatever reason. You don't want anyone to be known as to have the most power, because it's like, what are they there for? You know, if Captain Marvel is gonna have the most power out of all the actual superheroes, that kind of takes away from the individual powers and abilities of people like, or characters like Black Panther and, you know, a Captain America and all. The thing is that we definitely were willing to see it because it's a precursor to Endgame, you know, Avengers Endgame. So the thing is, we knew that Captain Marvel was coming, but it was like a lot of hype, but it just did not live up to it, in my opinion. I saw the movie and I thought that it started off really slow, you know, her being a superhero that doesn't know where she came from, who she was. It could have been done a lot of different ways. I'm not gonna give in any spoilers, but you'll see the progression of the film was kind of slow in pace. Her action scenes, I mean, I was looking at details like the way she ran. It was kind of like she looked kind of weak, you know, in terms of just what you thought the most powerful figure that ever lived is, you know, actually was baited like she was the most powerful. She didn't seem like she was the most powerful, but she did not have any redeeming flaws or qualities that we look for in other characters. Or just in general, when you watch a movie, you want to have a character have dimensions and grow. You don't want just, you know, a flat character. The thing about this, what surprised me was Brie Larson is Academy Award winning actress. Samuel L. Jackson, he could do no wrong in any movie. He did his part. He basically helped it. There were other characters that helped this movie along. However, just Brie Larson's main character, every time she said something, it was like she was waiting to say something and she was really dry, like, okay, let's go. Like, all right, let's do it. Like, it was like she was reading the lines and it makes no sense to me. You know, how do you win Best Actress Academy Award and don't put the personality in? But I wanted to say this, look, Charlize Theron should have been cast as Captain Marvel. I know you might have saw her in a kind of super villain type of aspect in Hook, I think. What Hook? what was that movie with Will Smith? I forgot, but it was definitely a superhero construct of a movie. She played like sort of a villain, but for some reason, the thing about the comparison between Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel is that, not saying that Brie Larson is not attractive, she is. However, that was not what she was going for. You know, she's more of like this feminist character that is basically doesn't really care about men, doesn't really have any relationships that she can like attach to, and can't really relate to even the audience. I believe, you know, the audience found out things and knew things, and we were just waiting for the actual character to catch up. The thing about Captain Marvel and her abilities, I like her abilities, her energy blast and her power sources. She can jump, she can fly, she can do a lot of things, but it just seems like, you know, with the progression of the movie, for her to be touted as the most powerful is really something that she should have lived up to, but the character didn't live up to that. This film was, I believe, the worst MCU film in the last 10 years. And I basically, let's see, did Green Lantern? Was Green Lantern better? I mean, Green Lantern might have been better. I mean, and that's one of the worst, you know, superhero movies that I've seen. The thing about it is, Brie Larson could have played this character. She could have had more pep, like she could have had more attitude, more fun. We don't know where she's came from. We don't know who she is. So her introduction, she should have had more of a splash, but she was like playing behind the other characters. She was never in front of the characters. So it was almost like everybody else was more entertaining a lot of the time. The cat was like one of the best characters. It's the actual I believe it was some other funny elements by other characters that were basically supposed enemies, then it became friends. They were funny, but to have Brie Larson kind of act, it made, with all the drama of the feminism and the activism that she wants so bad to be an activist. You could be an activist because you can stand by whatever you believe and feel. However, if you're an entertainer and you're paid $5 million for a role, you might want to express the views in relation to your outside life, outside the film, in ways that don't interfere with the production or what the actual production company wants the viewing audience to know about the film. She made people not like the movie before the movie came out, so I believe, you know, in a troll arena, it made it fun to say she sucks, this movie is terrible, this movie is trash. It made me want to not see the movie, but I went ahead and saw it because I want to see the end game. But to be honest with you, as soon as I got there, I really would fit within 20 minutes. I just couldn't wait for the end credits. It was just like I wanted to see the end credits. I paid $18 because I wanted to see what was going to happen next that was leading up to Endgame. And that's not good because within the first 20 minutes, I knew that I wanted more, just period, and I wasn't gonna get it. I felt like I made that decision 20 minutes into the movie, and I just don't understand. I'm a screenwriter. I like story. The story needs to be tight. The montages and things, they help, but they could have been left out based off of just her being Captain Marvel. Let her get into the action. Let her get into it. Let her go through the first hour being Captain Marvel, but it was almost like she already had an identity, but she didn't really know what identity was which. We didn't need that. If she was just fighting, and going through whatever she was going through, she would have had more conviction into where she came from, her power usage, and whether people would be in the way or not, having a conscience. She was kind of like above all of that, you know. Even if she didn't know, she felt like she still was better, you know. And I just don't think she fit the role. Honestly, Brie Larson did not fit the role. I would have rather had the girl that played Tomb Raider in the revival of Tomb Raider. I mean, you know, they compared the Wonder Woman story was already locked in for over 30 years. So, you know, you were expecting something, and you would only compare, you know, Gal Gadot's performance to Linda, what's her name? I'm going Linda Hamilton. No, that's The Exorcist. You know who I'm talking about. All right, so so basically, you know, if Brie Larson would have carried on in the way of Gal Gadot, where she just kind of went through the promotion of the movie, complimenting it versus separating it, I don't think it would have been a spotlight where people would have recognized that her moves in the movie were subtle, but they were like feminist moves. But the thing is that if they wanted to press that feminist part, she needed to really know a lot more than what she did about herself. You know, a feminist saw things and had experiences, but if Captain Marvel was more of a feminist character, she got to fucking know shit. She really do. She got to know shit, really. But in her character, she didn't know shit because she supposedly had amnesia. She didn't know anything about herself and who she was. But her moves that she made were feminist type of moves, and it just doesn't work in a movie that doesn't spell that story out. It doesn't say who she is. Now that will work in a second film if they did a Captain Marvel 2 after this origin story, after she got some memories, after she got some context with friends, family, people that were around her. That would then make you say, okay, so she is, we liked her, getting to know who she was, but then now the second film expresses her views based off of what she sees at that moment, what she recollects at that moment and sees, not just flashes and now she's blowing off the heads of the men and leaving the women there, or she's just so tough that she doesn't have any flaws and she's so perfect she doesn't know what it takes to basically not be perfect. And that's the thing that you need to actually have the audience engage with. They got to sympathize with the character and they got to feel like they're with them. Wonder Woman, we felt like we was with her, but she kind of made you want to just fight. It wasn't that she was a woman, she was beautiful, but that helped. That would have helped Brie in this film if they made her like that, made her more sexier. But not to say that to be a sexist, but it's more so it helps because it's entertaining. It's like the guys like her and the women like her. Period. There's nothing wrong with that. But you know, Brie Larson having this stance that she alienates people. I mean, even at the Oscars, I'm gonna talk about the Oscars. I love Black Klansman. Spike Lee, I did a review on Black Klansman. When Spike Lee did his speech, he had context over things that are truthful within history that he wanted to express, that's dealing with minorities, blacks, and all these different things. And Brie Larson brought it out. He won his first Oscar and Brie Larson brought it out. But it almost seems like, I believe in her mind, that's more of an activist move, because she's like, yeah, see, I'm with you, I know I'm with you, minorities, and I'm with the cause. But the thing is, you could be with the cause, but you don't know the cause. You could try, but you have to really be able to empathize and not let it be where you're going to take the stance to alienate who is the fans of what you're actually paid to deliver versus who is being obstructed, being victimized, and who is being disenfranchised. That's a different issue that you don't bring into this movie with no context of your character and who you were. So you want to definitely, if you know, I would say see the movie, because you would have to see how many areas that they went wrong in. They went wrong in so many areas that it just was unnecessary. The story could have been way better. I just don't understand. This is supposed to be the start of a new phase, or the end of the third phase of the Marvel, going into the fourth phase. It's supposed to be, she's supposed to be liked like Robert Downey Jr. was in Iron Man. She's supposed to be liked. She's supposed to own the character. Make the next time she enters. I mean, I think I liked her in Endgame. I thought at the end credits, I like her at the end credits. I think she looked so much better. I mean, I don't know if they made her hair different or whatever, but she looks so much better just being in proximity of, you know, the, Captain America and, you know, and Hulk. Her being in that proximity, in that family, it made me have hope that she might actually be entertaining in Endgame. But I don't believe all of those OGs is going to let her outshine them and be bland. She's going to have to step it up. You know, in The Room, she won an Oscar for basically being by herself with a little girl. So it's like she spent the whole movie in a room acting. So good, she won an Oscar, but let's see her act with a lot of people that expect her to. As far as whether I recommend the movie, I don't recommend it in terms of just seeing it when you don't care about Brie Larson, or just to see it as a novice movie watcher. But I actually want you to see it so you can see where all the issues are in the film, and how this character is not strong enough to carry on unless they make a major change. I'm not saying change the actress now. I mean, just write better for the actress and have the actress deliver with more spunk, personality, and vibrancy. And I believe that it would change the way people saw her in the first film, and they'll just forgive her for that. If she can redeem herself in Endgame or a second Captain Marvel movie, you let me know. And my name is Darrell. I have a book called Scare the Light, The Dream Memoirs of Russell Banks. Here it is. If you want a hero, check this book out on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, wherever books and ebooks are sold. Go to my website, mainly scarethelight.com, and then you'll be able to see that. Please, if you like this video, if you like what I'm saying, please just actually subscribe and hit that bell. I never really try to do the hit that bell, but you know what? I want you to see what we actually are going to bring over here in this channel. And books are coming out and things are coming along. I'll have all kinds of stuff going on. So you let me know how you feel. All right, talk to you later. Peace.